This might have been our last shot tonight. But you see, we've been contorting with Billy Bong Thornton. And you know what he has told us? He has told us he can see into the future. He can see into the past. And what he sees in the future is us whipping your ass.
All right, guys, you see it right there. We are live. This is Wrestling with Weed, the podcast. And I got the man right here with the PhD in THC, the one and only Izzy. Hi, what's up, my brother?
What is up, man? We're at it tonight. Real quick, all the supplies supplied by the Flower Bowl. We've got some nice lemon sherbet, something or other, fuzzy nuts here, and then we've got an indica right here that we'll be hitting on with this right here. And then we got let's see here. We got an infused with bubble hash, simple days. Let's see here, a fire stick, which is at right about 49% THC. So this should be an interesting ride, man. Let's see where we can take it.
Yes, sir. Looks like you got you a smorgasbord there. Look, my smoke of choice today. I made a little dispensary run. I've got some Gypsy Road. It's called G Road. It's a hybrid indica dominant strain. Let me see if I can get a little piece out here and let everybody see what it looks like. If I can get it going here.
Yeah, we're doing the indicas here as well.
If everybody can see that little, it's called Gypsy Road. Like I said, it's an indica dominant strain. It's a mix between garlic, snake breath, and earthy diesel. It's 25.64% THC. First time I've ever actually tried it, so I wanted to get something I hadn't tried before. And dude, I'm smoking out of my little Grab Labs bubbler. I'm fixing to load me up a little bit, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to start with a glass piece.
That sounds good. That's what I got, my little Grab Labs glass bubbler. And
yeah, let's do it up.
I smoke by myself usually, man, and hell, I got a little glass Grab Labs pipe too I usually smoke out of. Let me ask you something, Izzy. This is Wrestling with Weed, obviously. We talking wrestling. We're going to be talking weed. So let's just start out, man. Let me ask you something. When did you start smoking marijuana?
Believe it or not, it was I first tried when I was younger, but it wasn't until I was actually older, in my 20s, that I actually really started consuming, because growing up it was kind of taboo, and
Right.
It was more publicly accepted to drink, and that's what was around me most of the time, was drinkers, and I was never really into that. And of course, you'd smell a little pot here and there, but through wrestling and just trying to come down from adrenaline most of the time when I was getting done working, that's where most of my consumption had really started. So I was in my 20s, early 20s, when I really started consuming. I hit it here and there, but really consuming in my 20s.
Yeah, I started a little younger than that. I started actually smoking when I was 13. Of course, I had been around it my whole life.
Sure.
I mean, when I say my whole life, my whole life, as long as I could remember, it'd been around.
Right.
My dad was a drinker. Of course, he's born in 1935, so he was definitely against it. You smoking that wacky weed, the devil's lettuce, that dope, you dopey, and all that. But my brother, my sister, they're somewhat hippies, so I growed up around it since day one. Never actually smoked until I was 13, but I've never since I was 13, I've had one stint that I went 6 months without smoking, and another stint when I went 2 weeks. Other than that, I've smoked pretty much every day of my life since I started, man. And
Right.
you know, it is what it is. Like I'm like you. It was when I back in the day, it was taboo. Like I said, my dad,
Right.
you smoking that dope. You smoking that the devil's lettuce, all that stuff. And man,
Sure.
I'll be
And then
honest with you.
understand, I've been to jail.
Been to what?
I'm sorry, we had that little delay problem, but what I was saying was, and I've been to jail twice for simple possession, and one more time in a state where it's not legal. I'm a felon then
That's
for
crazy,
my
man.
choice.
Right.
It is so absolutely insane. You know, I'll give you a funny story. Just coming back from New Mexico a couple weeks ago. Uh, of course, I had a little bit in the vehicle, and I was smoking with the guys I was riding with. And in Texas, any amount of marijuana is a felony.
Right.
And as we're going down the road, sure enough, a cop got behind us, and I said, "Boys, we're getting ready to get pulled over." And of course, the lights go on, and because of flashing lights, I can't keep my eyes because I deal with seizures.
Right.
So I've got to cover my eyes when the police lights go on. Now, the cop, of course, is asking, "What do we got in the car?" He can smell it. He can smell it. Nobody's claiming it. And he gets everybody out of the car, and they're doing the shakedown, and I know they're going to find it. And sure enough, they've got me in the front of the car. They got the boys in the back of the car. And then next thing you know, cop says, "We've got it." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, we're so fucked. We're fucked." And then the cop says, "You can get back in the car." And I'm, "What?" And I look back, and the pot is still in the car. And I realize, holy fucking shit, we were so fucking high, we crossed into Oklahoma and didn't even realize it. Holy shit. Cop said to us, "Next time, just tell the fucking truth, guys." So a little
Dude,
bit of a blessing there, yeah. But as crazy it is, just that imaginary line that man's placed down, we could have been placed in fucking jail and felons. It's crazy enough, right?
yeah, man, I don't get it. Like I said, my dad was a towboat guy and a binge alcoholic. Like he'd go on the towboat, he'd ride for 30 days minimum, sometimes 45, 60. If something went on and they needed him, sometimes even more. But when he would get off the boat, that mug would drink. When I say drink, would drink and stay drunk for 2 weeks straight minimum.
Right, and it was
Charter,
perfectly acceptable.
right. And charter and coke, and I drink. I do drink occasionally, and I drank when I was younger. But I'll be honest with you, that
Mm-hmm.
just watching my dad and all his brothers, they were all drinkers, all binge alcoholics, because all of them were towboat guys. So you'd watch them
Sure.
come home, and when I say drink, they come in and get out of their minds for 2 weeks. Might as well be tripping
Right.
on acid because like they wouldn't know where they were, what they were doing. And I'll be honest with you, it just pushed me even further to weed because
Right.
I mean, look,
Pushed
I've
me
drank
for
through
the
it.
acid.
I don't like drinking because I get drunk enough where I don't remember what the fuck I've done. But I
Well,
can smoke.
for me, I could have one drink and I'd have a hangover just from one drink. So it's my body telling me it's poison. So I just have to pay attention at that point. Not to cast any more stones. Oh, what up, the guru's in the house, man? Super, super guy.
Says roll the scroll. We got Mark McGee. He's in here. He's from New York or
What up,
Pennsylvania. He
though?
says, hey, what's up, brother? And Izzy, Mark, what's up? Glad you're with us. He's a heavy pot advocate. He's an advocate for cannabis. Mark's back. He said, smoking with
Right
y'all
on, right on.
from New York. We got Eric J. Eric J is one of the biggest supporters I have. He supports all our stuff, all of our content. Cool ass dude, Eric. I'm glad you watching. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey, this is my guilty pleasure show. This is the show I do because I have more fun doing it. It's relaxed. I enjoy it. There's no format. I don't have really any kind of format. We just come on and talk, smoke, and whatever happens, happens sometimes. You know, I've got a picture of you I want to bring up in a little bit when we get to talking wrestling. And I got one more promo. But other than that, this show is my guilty pleasure, dude. And, you know, you were talking about the line between Texas and Oklahoma, that invisible line where you went from having a felony to it being legal. What's your thoughts, man? Should it just be across the board, recreational, 21 and up, just like alcohol?
Well, what my thoughts is that no other adult has the right to tell me how to live my life. It surprises me as well that, like,
he'll be right
did
back.
I lose us?
Yeah, just for a second.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like seatbelt laws. Okay, if you pay the insurance on your vehicle and you pay for a vehicle, anybody telling you what you do inside your vehicle, that's your free choice. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
If you choose to wear your seatbelt, that's your choice. If you don't, that's your choice. But it doesn't affect anybody else what you're free, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think any adult has any right to tell another adult what to do to, as long as I don't impede on your fucking life and your freedoms. You know, you don't have the right to tell me what to do.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, dude. I live by that motto. I try to stay out of everybody. I stay out of motherfuckers'
Are we
business.
still here?
Yeah, dude, we're live. Everybody can hear us good. I got you good. I subscribe to the same thing, dude. I try to stay out of motherfuckers' business.
Right on.
And I hope they stay out of mine. You know what I mean? It's just all right. Where you're at, now you're in Detroit, right?
Most of the time, yeah, I'm right outside of Detroit.
Okay, Detroit, it's legal recreational now, right? Or is it still
We're dealing
medical?
with the delay still.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Detroit, is
No,
it still
recreational as well?
Okay. Well, see, Haytime, Missouri, down here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Are we still delayed here?
I think there's a little delay between me and you, but I think everybody can hear us clear when we're talking. So I think we'll be good. You talk and I'll give it a second when you get through, and then I'll start, and maybe that'll even everything out. Like I was going to say, Missouri here went recreational finally, and man, I'll tell you what, I enjoy the hell out. Look, I was a guy who never thought I would like legal marijuana. Well, just going into the dispensary, buying your product. I just figured I'd always be a black market guy because that's what I always was. Black market, that's what it always was. You know, you go somewhere, you go to the weed man, you get your weed. You go up the street and you get your weed, whatever. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really love the recreational. I love the dispensary. I love the variety and the choice that I have now. You know, in the products I can get, man. Joe Shad said, "Hey." Joe Shad said, "I'm listening and gaming."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, complete.
God dog it, we lost him again, y'all. We're on different time zones. Like I said, he's an hour ahead of us, and even the last time on the KAW podcast, there was a little bit of delay between us and him. He should pop back in. I'm going to read out a few more of these comments. When Mark McGee's back, he said, if not fully legal across the board, I'd be happy if it was fully decriminalized across the board. Mark, I 100% agree with that. I want it to go all recreational. I'll be honest with you. If you're 21, if you can buy alcohol at 21 and drink, you should be able to buy pot and smoke, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I've seen alcohol do way more damage to people, their lives, other people's lives, than I ever have weed. I mean, it's just simple as just smokers. Now, if you're dealing tons and pounds of weed, then you might get in some hairy situations. But just across the board for smokers, get people who like to just smoke and relax. That is, I want it to go fully recreational, but decriminalized across the board would be great too. Guys, I'm going to send Izzy a message right quick and see if we can get him logged back in. Just hold on, bear with me, y'all. This is dealing with technology, man. Mark, I'll get to this question when we get Izzy back out in here, hopefully. If not, this will be a short show. It is what it is. Y'all know how that is when you're dealing with this bullshit and technology. Who knows? Sometimes it works good, sometimes it don't. Let me get this message sent, and we'll see what happens if he gets back on. Like I said, there's a little delay. If you guys got any questions, or matter of fact, Mark, you're on here talking. What are you smoking, man? What are you smoking right now? I know you got to be smoking. You're watching the podcast. You can't watch the podcast without smoking, man. Mark's back. He said, I feel if people can go to war at 18, they should legalize it for 18-year-olds or up, the draft age to 21. Yeah, I can agree with that, dude. I just didn't figure if they ain't going to legalize alcohol at 18, they definitely not going to let weed go either. It's going to be stuck at that 21-year-old limit, I would say, period. If they do go legal across the board, it's still going to be stuck at 21, I would say. Who knows, man? We'll see. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if Izzy's going to make it back in. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting on Izzy, see if he gets back in. Hold on. Mark's back with his answer. He said, I've got Carnage flour and cookies and cream dabs. Damn, I hear y'all like them dabs, man. I'll have to try that Carnage flour and cookies. We got T-Ray, myself. Whoop, whoop. Izzy, hi. Izzy was just on here, man. We're having some technical difficulties, dude. I'm trying to get him logged back in, waiting to see if we get a response from him. Hopefully he will get back in here in just a second. If not, I'm going to finish this bowl, run my mouth while I'm doing it, promote some shit that I got coming up this week. Matter of fact, I might start promoting some shit now. I'll tell you what, before I do this, while I'm hitting this, I got another Izzy promo I was going to save and show, but we're going to air it now while we're waiting on him and see if he comes back in.
Interview time? What do they mean they want interview time? How could they want an interview with us after what Sid did to us, after what our own boy Motley's doing with us, man? What is the problem here?
Deal with that anyway. What is up with Motley?
I can't figure him out, man. They've slammed us down. They put us down. They've tried to keep us. Terry, hey, do you know what's going on with Motley, man? He's beat us down, man. Sid's choke slammed us through tables. What's the deal, man?
What do you mean?
What's the deal with Motley, man?
I don't know what's wrong with you guys, and I don't know what the hell's wrong with Motley either. Don't get me in this.
What do you mean what's wrong with Motley, Terry? He's been saving your ass from Dundee and everybody else.
Look, you guys got a problem. Y'all need to go somewhere and get a little higher and find out your own damn
You got a problem, man? Why you want to sit there and talk about me, man? You don't know nothing about it. Did you see him smack me in the face with a chair?
Man, he didn't mean to smack you in the face with a chair. No, we didn't mean to. No, he didn't try. No, come on, you guys. No.
Man, I was aiming at booty up, man.
No, he did not try to slam me
Through a damn table, Marley. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me through a table and have hands on me.
Come on, you guys. No, bullshit.
All right, we got him back. He finally got back in. I don't know what happened, dude. You know how shit is. I sent you a new link just as you logged back in. It popped up. I just sent you a new link. So if something happens again, well, Damn. It's going to be one of them kind of days, y'all, it looks like. Let's give him a second. Hope he pops back in. Let's check out Eric J. comes back, and he says, we need more of these podcasts. I agree 100%. Man, lot of wrestlers smoke weed, but a lot of them don't want to come out in public and admit it. And it's just the way it is. Izzy, you back?
Hey, am I back?
Brother? Yes, sir. You with us, dude? You with us? We aired a little promo while we was waiting on you.
Am I back?
Go back? Yes, sir. You're back. Can you hear me?
All right, man.
All right. Look, this is a comment. This is T-Rave.
Okay, man. It's acting up, man.
Can you hear me?
Whoop whoop. Yeah, I can hear you, man. It's breaking up. It seems like whoop whoop. Much love out there.
Yeah, there you go. That's one of your guys. Eric J just came back. He said we need more of these podcasts. I agree. I need more guests. I was just saying before you pop back on, Izzy, that a lot of wrestlers smoke weed, but a lot of them don't want to come on Wrestling with Weed, the podcast, and make it public. And I understand that, man. That's why we had one of these. This is only the second episode. It's been 2 months since we did one, but it's got to be the right people who want to come on and do this. And that's just the way I feel about it. Izzy, you're back with us, man. We showed a promo of you, Motley, Shroom, and Dr. Bud.
Yeah.
While we were
yeah, man. It sounds like we're. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. You are cutting out a little bit. Now, I tried something. Now talk to me and see if you cut out less.
Man, this thing's giving me a fucking hassle, man.
Well, I tell you what, Izzy, we can hear you. So I'm going to shut my mouth. God dog it. Damn. Let's give him a second, y'all. You see how shit's going tonight. It's probably going to be a short one. If he don't pop back on, like I say, I'm going to promote some shit. We got a comment back from Mark McGee. Said I had to set up post approval in one of my wrestling groups because ladies posting their porn links. It's a shame I had to do that, dude. I just did the same thing, man. Not only did I set up post approval, I had to set up comment approval, and I did it yesterday, and just since then, I have probably blocked 20 people, 20 porn posters. I mean, look, I ain't got nothing against porn. I'm like that brother dude. I ain't got nothing against porn. Porn's cool with me, but not on my wrestling group, man. Just in the public. And here's the thing. You report that shit to Facebook. I blocked 20 just since I put post approval on. But before that, I'd probably banned and blocked 30 easily in the last week. And about 25 of those I reported to Facebook. Facebook reviewed it, come back and said, we will not remove the post, which I'd already done it and banned the people. But think about that. How do they see this shit and refuse to remove the post? Like I said, I like porn as much as the next fucking dude, but not on my wrestling group, man. All right, y'all. I think Izzy's back.
All right. I think we might have it now.
Look, man, I'm going to shut the fuck. Look, Izzy, I'm going to shut the fuck up. We can hear you good. You talk about what you want to, and I'll jump in here and there. You just go, man. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. I'm up for
it. You ask me any question, man. We'll see what we can come up with, man. I'm sorry, everybody, with this Wi-Fi, everything else. Where are you going? Oh.
Dude, don't even sweat it, man. Look, it's technology. And you ain't the first, man. Sometimes shit runs perfect. Other times, the simplest shit gets screwed up. No big deal. Everybody understands that. Let me ask you this then, Izzy. Let's talk pot. What do you like best? Do you like edibles, flour, or concentrate?
I like flour. I'm old school like that, man. I like flour. I like just be able to sit back and relax, roll one up. I've been really liking these infused pre-rolls. Are we still together here?
Yes, sir. We're good. You're going, and we can all hear you clear. Everything's a go, dude.
Okay, yeah. So I like the infused pre-rolls, and so yeah. Anyhow, good time. And that hair. All right.
T Rave's back, man. He said, "Good times, man. That hair." I know that means something
Right
to
on.
you. So look, man. There you go. Show it off, dude. Show it off, man.
Yeah, I got the dreadlocks.
Dude, I had long flowing hair. Man, I had long flowing hair. Hell, back in KAW, I had long flowing hair. Man, I cut that shit one day and it never growed back fucking since, man. I can't get that shit to grow long. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I'm envious, dude. I'm envious of all that fucking hair, man.
Well, I'm afraid that I might have 5 head if I take the hair, the hat piece off. So,
yeah, I'm lucky on.
Oh,
I'm lucky on that right now. But my old lady and kids says right in the little crown of my head back here, they say that shit's getting thin, Izzy. But I don't believe that shit. I ain't gonna believe it. I think it's lies, man. That shit like there is like a fertile field of hair, man. Fuck that bullshit. Are you froze? I think he's froze again.
Man.
There you go. You pop back in on us.
Hey.
So go ahead, Izzy. So I think he's froze again. Y'all can see how this night's going. See, it's a good thing it's a pot show. Because if it was the normal show, I'd be fucking steaming right now, man. Man, it don't nothing piss me off.
I'm sorry, man, that this is going this way, man. This is, I don't know whose Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, everybody that's tuned in. Check this out.
Oh, it's good, dude. It ain't like that's the first time. Look, man, damn it, motherfucker. All right, I'm going to read Mark's comment. All right, Mark says, I enjoy porn too, just not in my wrestling groups. I blocked and reported them, but Facebook won't remove the porn post. But will nail me for pics of wrestlers being porn and nudity. Yeah, I've seen that too. I've been lucky. I've been lucky, period, man. I really hadn't really had anything on Facebook flagged or anything, man. I think when I first got on Facebook, I posted some picture and there wasn't nothing wrong with it. It was like you said, it was some kind of wrestling shit, but they come back and said it was something. I don't know what the fuck, but they just removed the thing. They didn't really give me no warning or nothing, but I have seen people that post wrestling shit and then they get popped for it for some reason. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it one bit, but I know I'd been lucky for all these years and no porn, but now it's rampant. All right, Izzy's back with us once again.
I'm going to see if I can move closer to my router, if that'll help. You guys are getting ready to go through my house. So they're telling me if I sit closer to my router, that this will work out. How's this working now?
Dude, you're a hell of a lot clearer. You're it seems to be moving in real time with you. No lag right now. So let's give it a go.
Let me get some more light. Let me get some more light in this situation. Try to, anyways. See if this will work out a little bit better. Oh, we're moving with this?
Yes, sir. We're going. Come on, we're with you. You taking us on a tour, man.
Yeah, you guys are getting a tour of the house.
There you go, man. That's something we didn't expect, man. Ain't no telling what. Hey, dude, ain't no telling what you'll get on wrestling with weed, man. It's just simple as that. We know what we're gonna do.
I've been trying to sit down and smoke this, but anyhow, okay, we're back at this now.
Yes, sir. Look, Mark McGee's got a question for you. He says, Izzy, have you tried the Tyson 2.0 and the Ric Flair drip cannabis products yet?
I tried the Ric Flair one, but no, I don't endorse anybody really except Flower Bowl at this point.
Flower Bowl, that's your local dispensary, right?
Yeah, it's a dispensary out here.
Well, let me ask you something. How was the Ric Flair shit?
Pardon me?
How was the Ric Flair drip? How was it?
Kind of tastes like alcohol, so I guess it's fitting for.
Yeah, that's good shit right there, man.
Damn it.
No, dude, we're with you, dude. We can hear you. You're froze, but we can still hear you. It is what it is, dude. We'll just make do, and hell, we ain't going to be on much longer. We already been on 30 minutes. If we can get a few more minutes, we'll cut this thing
are we
short.
there?
Yes, sir. You're back with us, man.
Man, I am so sorry with all this connection bullshit.
No, dude, you're good, man. It could be my shit, man. It ain't like it only happens with you. But crack me up when you said it tastes like alcohol, so it's fitting that it'd be the Ric Flair drip. You think that was by design, or you think that was just dumb luck that it worked out that way?
I don't know, man. It's wouldn't be my first choice of things, but I've tasted quite a few different infused joints.
Well, damn hell. Guys, y'all see how this one going. Here he come. He's back. Or he's trying to get back in. Y'all see how the shit's going tonight. I'm glad as many of y'all is sticking with us as you are, man. Look, Eric J's back, and he said, tastes like alcohol. Yeah, it cracked me up too, Eric. I guess being Ric Flair.
I'm seeing comments. That's cool.
Yeah, we got people commenting, dude. Well, you can tell I'm stoned because just since you popped off and popped back on, I done forgot what the hell we were talking about. So ask me something, Izzy. Shit, ask me anything you want to ask me, man. Ask me anything, dude. We'll go back and forth and hit each other with questions.
We were first talking about you had mentioned something about philosophies and things like that with me, and
right.
I try to live my life by it's my own theory, and my own theory is the deadly six. And anytime that you find somebody that's not happy with where they are in life, they'll always revert back to one of six things. And that's coulda, woulda, shoulda, guilt, sin, and blame. And as long as they've always got one of those outs, they don't ever have to take accountability for, number one, their own happiness, but their own life. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir. I'm following you right.
Hey, man. Look at that. Dr. Bud's in the house, man.
There you go. There he is. Dr. Bud says, Dr. Bud Ganja here. Good to hear your voices. Yeah, man. We need to get you on either the podcast or something with us one day, dude. I need to get you and Izzy together. I want to hear some of the weed stories. I want to hear some of the wrestling extreme execution daredevil stories, man.
If I could get on a consistent Wi-Fi or something along those lines, man, that'd be really awesome. Yeah, I ain't got nothing but love for Dr. Bud. I talked to him just a couple weeks ago on the phone, and yeah, man, it's of all the years of wrestling, I could probably count on one hand how many people, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Dude,
and Dr. Bud had my back when most people turned their back. So you feel me? And yeah. So nothing but love for Dr. Bud. He said he's had to. I'm
There
working on it.
you go. There you go, man.
I'm working on it, man. Okay, I'll tell you a cool Dr. Bud story real quick. We had this beautiful, beautiful bong, man. We bought it from this head shop right down the street from his house in Florida. It was Babe the Blue Ox is what we named it. And his floor has shaken out more bongs than fucking MS has taken out fucking people. I'm telling you. But this bong was so fucking cool. But yeah, Babe the Blue Ox ate it on Dr. Bud's floor.
Look, man, speaking of bongs, talking about weed again, what's your favorite preference? What's your favorite way to smoke, man, to consume? Smoke-wise, not edibles or nothing like that. Just smoking. You a bong guy, you a pipe guy, you a joint guy, you a blunt guy.
Hemp blunts. Yeah, I like hemp blunts. I quit smoking tobacco and cigarettes, but I love blunts, so I like the hemp blunts. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was young, of course, I was a joint guy. When I was young, I don't even know if they was fucking blunts. So,
I'm sure there was.
I was always a joint guy. Now I did always.
When I was young, it was a pop can. When I was young, it was a pop can.
There you go, man. No, I don't know. Look, I'll be honest with you. Anytime I've smoked off a fucking Coke can, it ain't been fucking weed. I'll tell you that much, man.
I don't know nothing about all that, man.
Dude, I've been there, fucking done that, man. I'll be honest with you, but fuck, I'm high.
Oh yeah.
I'm lost again. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about, Izzy. What the
fuck
we're talking
was about me finally actually. Well, I need to fire this joint up, man. This is the infused joint.
There you go. Fire that joint up. I'm steady smoking, man. Hell, I'm on my second. God damn it! I don't know what the fuck is going on. There we go. I lost y'all. I don't think y'all lost me, but something happened and my whole screen changed. But look, let's get a couple of these comments in. Mark McGee says,
"Yeah, please, man."
Let me find where I am, man. What in the hell? Why ain't it doing right? All right, Mark McGee says October is over. The spooky season is over. Wi-Fi. Talking about our Wi-Fi
I'm telling
problems.
You, man.
And we got T-Ray, myself's back. He said he sure could fly high. I'm assuming
Thanks,
talking
man.
about. There you go. Talking about Izzy. Dr. Bud's back. He says, I see you guys now. Would love to come on sometimes. Dude, you got an open invitation. All you got to do is say when, and we'll get it together, dude. Like I said, I'd love to get you two guys. I'd love to get you
two guys. Can you send him a link now?
If he wants to come on now, I can. Let us know, bud. If you want to come on, I'll hit you up with a link. Comment, let us know, dude.
Come save my ass, bud.
He come back and he said, Izzy is the man. There you go. There ain't no doubt about that. He says, I dab. I don't dab that much. I have since the dispensary and stuff. I've tried, you know how it is. I've tried a little bit of all the shit that wasn't readily available all the time. But I do like it, man. I'll be honest with you. And I'm a smoker at heart. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting to where I'm actually starting to like edibles a whole lot now that I have access to them all the time if I want them. I've always been a flower guy. I mean, that's just how I growed up. I love looking at the different weeds, smelling it, and just seeing the differences in it. But I'm really starting to turn to edibles, man.
Well, I like that I've lived long enough to watch it come around and to be able to experience these things freely now.
Right.
In the time that I live and the place that I live. Again, for forever and a day, it was perfectly acceptable just to eat pills and be pilled out. Go get you a script and whatnot. And I've watched so many guys fall wayside by doing that. So uh, I've stuck with the green. And the comment there, the ceramic soda cans, that's great.
Yeah, Mark McGee's back with that, man. Shit, man.
But yeah, I'm not surprised we cut out. I was just talking about the pharmaceutical companies and whatnot and how they're poisoning our society. When, imagine this: man was arrogant enough to make marijuana illegal. Do you know what I?
Well, I'll be damned. Hold on, he'll be back, y'all. There he is.
Yeah, but
all right, you're back.
Saying the idea of
all right, y'all. He's froze up again. Hopefully it'll unfreeze here in just a second. Dr. Bud's back and he says, "No, I am not presentable right now." Bud, throw some shit on, man. Get with us live, dude. All right, Izzy, I think you're back now, man. Maybe he ain't. I thought he moved for a second. We'll go.
Yeah, I started talking about the pharmaceutical companies and how marijuana can, cut out a lot of those drugs. And of course, I'm going to end up skipping off here.
Yes, I'm with you on that, man. All right, CBD, what do you think? God damn. Excuse me, I don't usually take the Lord's name in vain. I do cuss like a fucking
But yeah,
sailor.
how interesting is it that we keep cutting out?
So let's talk about dumb shit for a second and see if they let our shit go through, and then we can go back to fucking with them. I agree with Izzy, man. I'll be honest with you on that point. I don't see how all these years they've hid all the benefits from marijuana, away from us, like Izzy said, because there's so many different things marijuana is good for. It helps people with. And it's not a. Here's the thing: a lot of people talk about gateway drugs, and they say weed's a gateway drug. Let me tell you, fuck that. Boredom is a gateway drug. Boredom is the drug.
No, I think childhood abuse is the gateway drug.
I don't, dude. I'm with you on that. Any kind of stuff like that, but for me, it was idle hands are the devil's playground. It was boredom. I said that weed. They say weed's a gateway drug, but it's not. Whatever took you to weed, if you were already looking for something, weed's just your first fucking stop. You were gonna move on to something else if you were already. In my case, it was boredom. More than anything else, idle hands, devil's playground. Weed led to other shit that is bad for you, is harmful for you, takes all your fucking money, takes everything you own. Weed never took none of that from me. I'll be honest with you, weed's always been good to me, dude.
Yeah, I think, as I said before, I think abuse is the gateway drug for most. I don't consider marijuana a drug, so
right.
So most of the time, it's just people trying to kill whatever pain or whatever, I can't go into all that or try to think like anybody else. So, anyways, let's get back to here, there, and where. Being in the present, yeah.
Right. So look, Dr. Bud's
we have this moment, man, and for this moment at least the internet's working.
Right. Look, man, while you were froze up, Dr. Bud said he can't come on. He's not presentable right now. When is Dr. Bud not presentable, man? Come on. Throw a fucking bandana on and a joint in your mouth. I mean, do like I do. You only see me from here down. You don't even know this could be a fucking half shirt, man. I could be butt ass naked from here fucking down. You don't know.
Well, that was a hell of a mental visual. Thanks, Buster.
There you go, man. That's what I try to do, man. You keep that in your mind, man. Everybody out there
that for
got the same visual, dude. But look, he said
he's
just going to watch. Man. He said he's just going to watch for now. You got lots of stories, Izzy. Izzy don't need me. That's true, man. Tell us some wrestling stories, Izzy. Look, we opened up with you. You said you didn't really start smoking pot until you were 20. You might have dabbled, might have tried. And so you didn't really start smoking until later in life, but you said that kind of wrestling, when you got into wrestling, all the guys were mostly drinkers.
Sure.
Obviously, pills too. I mean, that's just the wrestler thing.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But most wrestlers are pretty heavy drinkers. A lot of them. You know, it was the same way when I broke in, and we kind of grouped up. The drinkers went one way and the potheads went the other way. You know what I mean? After the show.
Well, go ahead.
No, how explain that experience to you, weed in the wrestling business and just all that comes with it, man.
Well, for me, it was once I got done working, I had to get into a car and I had to go because there was the next town as well as I had to get up the next day, work out, and so living the lifestyle that just wasn't, you know,
right.
It's we've seen it over and over and over. So yeah, I didn't think it was very much of a choice. Does that make sense? It's yeah. So what was the joke? If you got into a car crash while smoking weed, you're only doing 7 miles an hour. So it's you know. So but yeah, that was the thing. To be functional. That was the other thing for me. I don't like feeling like I'm out of control.
Right.
And no liquor store has ever been sued for false advertising. Okay, and what I mean by that is it says liquor and spirits on the front of the door, right?
Right.
And anytime you've heard somebody say it, man, I don't know what got into me. That just wasn't me last night. Well, by definition alone, you ingested spirits. So that's demon possession. That's possession. Okay. So, and you could even name the spirit that you were possessed by. Well, that Jack Daniels took over last night, or that Jim Beam, you know. But as I said, it says right on the front door, liquor and spirits. So you can't get them for false advertising. You know, I prefer to live in the moment and be somewhat, you know, coherent. You know, we give up. Hey, thank you. We give up a lot of times as human beings. We've given up the gift that separates us from every other animal, and it's coherent thought.
Right.
And every other animal is a reactionary being. Does that make sense? You know, there's jailhouses full of people that if they would have just took 5 minutes to think, would they still be in that position? You know. And I guess that's part of what my life is about now, and part of what I speak about when I do comedy and things like that. Is, you know, it's a lot easier to take the 5 minutes to think on the outside as opposed to sitting in some jail wishing that you had taken that time, right?
Right. Yeah. 100% on that one, man.
And once we understand that that prisons are a business and all they're looking out for is their shareholders, and all we are is, if that makes sense.
Dude, hey, prisons, school, fucking school, man. I got 3 kids in school, and man, that's all school is now. I swear, I just told my wife last night or yesterday, matter of fact, we were headed to the dispensary and we were talking, and I told her, I said, these schools now, they run them like prisons almost. All they care about is getting the government, whatever money they can get for funding from the government. But now, man, every time you turn around, every single day, these schools are coming up with stuff that they need money for. These schools, back in my day, if they had a dance, you didn't have to pay no entry fee to the dance. Punch was in there.
Right.
Once you got in the dance, punch was there, probably cake, whatever. Nowadays, these kids, if my kids want to go to a function at school, they charge them, usually $5. Same as going to the football fucking game. Then they set these things up to entice them to come, then charge them to get in, and then charge them outrageous prices on everything in there. They have to buy everything they drink. There ain't no punch. There ain't nothing like that. It's they want to sell you Cokes for $3. All this shit, man. Schools are ran like prisons now, dude. I'm telling you that.
Here's something though, that out of this whole quarantines and everything else, that surprises me, that schools haven't been ruled obsolete. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because somehow, some way, society went on without the kids going there. Yeah. And how much money would have been saved? You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. That's another reason they're just like prisons. There's too much money to be made having kids in school. There's too many subsidies, too much government money. And then, like I say, I would be willing to bet the parent money, the shit they charge these kids for every single thing they get, man. And nowadays, they done away with actual cooked lunches. Like we growed up in the lunch lady and them in there cooking lunch, and it'd be actual fucking food. They don't do that now. All their food comes prefab.
But where in society now do we have actual food? You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. Me and my wife, we started over about the last 6 months. Actually, we started buying our meat and everything from local farmers around here, and not buying meat in Walmart or even grocery stores. Period. Actually,
right.
You get a much better quality product. I can tell you that. And it's all a scam. Let's talk about you a minute. Here's the thing. This is a wrestling show, a pot show. Mainly we're wrestlers, so everybody assumes that everything we do is wrestling or mostly wrestling. But you're a multifaceted, multi-talented kind of dude. You're not just a wrestler, man. You're a musician. You're a comedian. You're an artist in every way, right? You write songs, you write music, you sing, you paint and stuff too, right?
Yeah, man.
And I mean, here's the thing too. people can already tell just by listening to you, you're a philosopher too. No shit, dude. I appreciate that because I facet myself somewhat the same. I'm a lot deeper thinker than motherfuckers that look at me and would think I would be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I fully appreciate that. But let's talk about some of the other things you do, man. Let's talk about your music, man. Tell us something about it. Tell us anything about yourself. Tell us everything, dude. We're working, ain't nothing. We ain't got nothing but
time. I started playing guitar at about the age of 5, and all I ever wanted to be growing up was either a musician or a pro wrestler. And so when I couldn't wrestle anymore, I just wanted to see how far I could take it. Yeah, let's see how far I can take this next idea. Yeah, gateway to the fridge. No kidding. By the way, Dr. Bud makes the greatest. He makes the greatest sweet tea. I do miss the sweet tea there. But anyhow, where were we going with that? Anyways, with music and whatnot, I do things just because it's. I would much rather try and fail than sit around and wonder if I could. And the only experiences that I can speak from in this life are the things that I've lived. So if I've never lived it, then I don't have any reason to speak on it. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's always got an opinion, but what do they have to back it up? What's on their resume? What's their experience to? Where did this opinion come from? You know, a lot of the things that I speak about is trying to remind people the things that unite us, because we're reminded all the time of everything that divides us. You know, and that's by design.
Right.
And so again, a lot of the things that I speak about are the things that unite us. Broke has no color line. You know, broke is motherfucking broke. They don't give a fuck what color you are. Okay?
Right.
And once we can start working just from that base, you know, then, you know, prisons exist because people segregate themselves. You know, do you understand what I mean?
Dude, I agree with you 100% about that, man.
A prison couldn't exist. It could not exist if the prisoners didn't already have the prison mentality when they walked in. Okay. Does anybody know how to do math? Let's do the math here of prisoners versus guards. All right.
Right.
And so let's think about that in terms of our society. You know, if we're always fighting over our division, we can't unite against the people that keep us divided. It's silly. I think it's all by design, and part of my life and part of my life's work is trying to point that out to people. That if you want change in this world, we have the ability to create it. You know, if you don't like what's on television, just turn the television off. They'll have to change it because they depend on it. You know, you come to my house, the TV isn't on at my house. It doesn't sit on at my house because I think of my brain like a computer, and I like to be the programmer of that computer because you can't unsee and you can't unhear. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of times things are so confused just with our language alone. Meaning, we're told when we're growing up, you are what you eat, right? When all reality, it should be you are what you consume. Okay. And consumption comes from the eyes, it comes from the ears, and it also comes from the mouth. And if all you take in is anger, hatred, frustration, much like if you have a shitty diet, your body becomes a reflection of that diet, right? So if you're always taking in anger and hatred and violence through this television, there's got to be a byproduct to that. There's got to be. Does this make sense?
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing. Do you think we'll ever smarten up? I guess is the simplest way to put it, man. This cycle, I mean, I'm with you. People don't need fences, real fences, because we put up plenty of imaginary fences on our own. And do you think people will ever smarten up, or do you think this cycle will just continue to repeat itself over and over like it has so far? I mean, you know, people. What we should do,
Gandhi said,
what we should do, what we could do, but
yeah,
what we
Gandhi
actually
said, be the change. Yeah, Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in this world. And that's all I can try to do is just, as I said, it's. Are we here?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're here. You froze for
There,
just a tiny second. Yeah, we got you. Well, look, dude.
So anyhow,
let's get to a couple of these. Do a few of these comments. We got you spy here. It says,
so
what's up,
what
though,
I think
y'all?
a lot of the problem is what up, Bill?
Go ahead, Izzy.
No. What's the next comment?
It's you spies back, and it says no. That's the same
There's
one.
more
Hold on, shit, I'm lost.
Oh,
there it is. About 37 and 10 seconds. 37 minutes and 10 seconds behind now. I don't know what that means. I guess he's maybe he's not caught up with us in the show. I don't know. He come back and he said, and I've agreed with that Mark and still do. Some of Mark's comments earlier about cafeteria workers, it being just like a prison, and it's mainly about control.
Sure.
So hold on, Izzy. I didn't realize there was that many of these things. Let's run through a few of them and get them caught up.
That's no problem.
You spies back. He said, didn't Elon Musk say he has a bigger dick than Mark? Maybe so, man. Mark, what you got to say about that? I don't know if you're the same Mark, but we just gonna run with it, man. He said Zuckerberg.
But see, I decided that I'm the greatest lover in the world. The reason I decided that is because I've never faked an orgasm.
Right. Well, let me ask you something, Izzy. Talking about, you're a creative guy, like I said. Marijuana in the wrestling ring. Would you rather work with somebody who was high or somebody who was or somebody who was drunk, high or drunk? I know my answer.
I just about after turning 23 years old, there wasn't a match that I wasn't high in. So.
Yes, sir. That's the same.
I smoked before every match.
Same here, man. Since I was, like I said, I started smoking at 13, and everything I've ever done in my life, every milestone I've been stoned for, man. Everything, and I try. Like I said, I used to drink, and I've wrestled a few matches after drinking. Man, to me, I just don't like it. It makes me feel sluggish. It don't actually make me look sluggish, but when I'm in the ring, it seems like it made everything twice as hard, more effort, and I always felt sluggish. I can smoke, man, and man, ain't nothing like smoking on the way to a show and just collaborating on what you're going to do and stuff, you know. Creativity in the ring. Do you think marijuana helps the creativity? Just all around, from coming up with shit to do and then executing things in the ring. You think it kind of expands your repertoire, helps it?
I just think it's helped me relax enough to where I can just be myself and create. That's more importantly. Try.
Damn it! There you back.
Keep cutting out. Yeah, man, I swear this is just everybody. I am so sorry. If you hashtag Gypsy Crew or hashtag Gypsy for Life, the number 4 and then life, you can find me on Facebook. Yeah, this is crazy. I've had no problems. Yeah, anything that questions certain narratives, of course. But
damn, Izzy, I think this is about the most comments that I more than way more than I usually get on. I didn't realize we were this far behind on these comments.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. Dude, don't sweat none of this bullshit and this technology shit. I don't know more.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do more.
Yeah, look, you ready to just call it a night on this one?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Everybody, thank you so much for checking this out. I'm sorry for any kind of technical issues. Mustard, I really, really, truly appreciate you guys checking out the podcast. It's only the second one of this theme. But really and truly, man, thank you so much, everybody, for giving us your time and your energy, because it does mean a lot to me. So,
Izzy, I appreciate you coming on, man. Just like
are we still here?
Yeah, we're here, dude, man.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thank you, my brother. And I'll be in touch with you, man. I got to get you and Bud on together, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to find a stable way to do this, and we'll hook it up right, man. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure Gypsy Crew all the way. I love all my gypsies out there. Really do, and thanks again, man, for having me on. And sorry, everybody, for all the technical issues. We'll do it right another time.
Izzy, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, and you have a great night, my man.
You as well, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Hey, don't go nowhere right now. I got some of Izzy's pop art, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. Just hold on. This is really cool stuff. It kind of shows you know how deep this dude is. You just seen him. This dude's multifaceted, man. He's not your everyday average run of the mill dude. Let me pull this up, guys. I think y'all will. It's deep, it's heavy, but it's cool. And I think we'll play this video and then we'll shut this thing down, man. Y'all give me just a second here. All right, guys, it should be starting now. Just check it out if you want to. It's pretty cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man with a PhD in THC, a minor degree in herpetology, hitting more trees than a blind Tarzan, got more weed in his bowl than Courtney Love's got whole. Ladies and gentlemen, Izzy! Hi! I don't know if you can tell by looking at me or not, but I get what's called a hood pass. Means I can walk into any neighborhood and nobody bothers me. Maybe it's because they think I'm getting ready to ask them for change. I don't know. I'll give you an example with my hood pass. I was going from Detroit to Orlando and I'd taken the bus. And I had arrived at the bus station. And I had asked the lady at the bus station, I said, hey, how do I get over to Universal? She said, well, you go outside and you get a cab. I said, whoa, wait a second, lady, whoa. I've been on this bus for over 20 hours. I think I'm just gonna walk over there. She said, you're gonna walk in this neighborhood? I said, yeah. She said, where you from, boy? I said, Detroit. She said, oh, you'll be fine, just go down here and you make a right. Sometimes you just gotta break out the hood pass. I'll tell you though, while I've been in the hood, I've been doing something of a survey. And it turns out that 99.5% of all junkies tried milk as a kid. Yeah, like you, I think with numbers like that, one thing needs to happen. Milk needs to be considered a gateway drug. Sounds silly, right? Well, it sounds just as silly to me when people compare marijuana to heroin. Because not once, when me and my friends were sitting around smoke bowl, not once did anybody ever stand up and say, you know what we need, man? We need some fucking heroin. No, not my friends. My friend, he'd stand up and he'd say, man, you know what we need? We need a fucking pizza. Yeah, it's not our gig. I'll tell you also, I found out that while I'm in the hood, I can find a few things. I can find cocaine. I can find heroin. But I can't find any airplanes. I'll give you a second to think about that. Could you imagine, though, what it'd be like to be on that airplane from the hood, though? When you hear these words? Orderly. My name's Pedro, and I'm gonna be your pilot today. We're gonna be flying, right around 500 feet. Because I'm following the interstate, I get lost. Now understand, it's not just being in the hood is about Pedro, because you could just as easily hear, hey baby, this is Tyrone and I'm flying this motherfucker today. Or you could just as easily hear, hi, I'm Billy Bob and I got this shit. Because being in the hood, it's not about black, white, or brown. It's about green. You know, maybe, instead of looking on MLK for those airplanes, maybe I should be looking on Wall Street instead. So, a lot of discussion's been going on about what the problem in our country is, and a lot of people say it has to do with the education system. So let's look at that for just 1 second. Honey Boo Boo was on the Learning Channel. I'm sorry I don't have a punchline for that joke. Maybe we could start calling it the Learnin's Channel? I don't know. But everybody talks about the problem being with education, and I see all the time that teachers are now screwing the students. Boy, why couldn't that have been a trend when I was in school? I couldn't get algebra to save my life, but I could get an erection when the wind blew. Yeah, I'd probably be in Harvard right now, and you guys wouldn't know who the hell I am if that was the case. But they say the schools don't have enough funding. So I asked this question: do you have the lottery in your state? Do you have casinos in your state? Were both of them proposed to you for the education system? So my next question would be is, where's the fucking limo? You know, the one to pick up my kid and take him to school every day? Yeah, you know. Because every time that you see that lottery go up over $7 million, there's a line around the block at your gas station. And every first of the month, there's every blue hair in sight at the casino pulling the one-armed bandit like it's gonna give him life. But no, your kids want to make fun of my son because I got him in a bicycle helmet on the school bus trying to protect his head and neck because he can't even get a damn seatbelt. So I asked that question again, where's the limousine? You know, maybe it's because we've lost the English language somewhere. You know, the kids today, they don't even understand simple words like underwear. 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 If we can't get them to understand underwear, how in the hell are we going to get them to understand politics? Poly meaning many, and ticks being blood-sucking parasites. Now, speaking of politics, I think the next thing that we need to do is something that we've done in the past. We need to hire an actor and put him in the White House. Yeah, I know they're all actors and they're always playing the same roles, but my thought was my first person I would select, well, he actually passed away. That was James Gandolfini. Could you imagine if we were to send other countries episodes of The Sopranos like it was reality television? Nobody would ever question your president when he said, I don't deal with no fucking terrorists. Yeah, nobody'd ever question that. We'd always end up with the problem, though, with different dignitaries from other countries coming over and never coming back. Could you imagine that press conference, though? Sound like, you know, I don't know what fucking happened. We went out to fucking lunch. We had lunch. That's the last I fucking seen him. Yeah, nobody would ever question our arms policy or anything like that. Yep, so instead of hiring the actors that you're already hiring, maybe we just put a real actor in playing a role that we all understand, instead of a guy putting on a front trying to play a friend. The message. Well, I always try to leave with little life lessons. Something you can take home with you or take to the office. So let's deal with haters. Haters are people in your life that tell you that dreams aren't possible. They're people that'll tell you that you're silly for having dreams or going after your dreams. But I'm here to tell you how you deal with those haters. It's just a couple simple rules. When you deal with that hater, you tell him what you do is you find the nearest exit sign, you form a single file line, and you fuck off. That simple. And on your way to that exit sign, please stop by the concession stand to pick up a big bag of dicks to munch on your way out. So remember, nearest exit sign, single file line, and fuck off, and pick up a bag of dicks to munch on your way out. See, I've lived long enough to see trends repeat themselves. You see, in the 80s, if you were watching the news, you'd see a newscaster come on, and they'd say, crack cocaine. It's really cheap, and it gets you really fucking high. Now, if you're doing an infomercial for a junkie, what else would you need to say? You see, as I said, I've lived long enough to watch the cycle repeat itself. In the 80s, a man by the name of Gary Webb revealed that our own CIA was bringing in that cocaine, and they were selling it to fund the Iran-Contra wars. Gary Webb's reward for this was 2 shotgun blasts to the head, ruled a suicide. Our streets are flooded with heroin. Our kids are dying left and right. Nobody thinks about point A and B. They're always going after C. John Lennon, when he was a kid, he was asked when he was in class. They said, John, what do you want to be when you grow up? He said, happy. And the teacher said to him, John, you don't understand the question. John said, no, you don't understand the answer. You see, in order for things to really happen, we have to understand our past. A man by the name of Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world. And Bill Hicks said the world is just a ride, an amusement park. And when we choose to go on that ride, our minds are very powerful, and it's got thrills and chills and very brightly colored. But it's just a ride. And some people have been on that ride for a really long time, and they begin to question, is this real or is this just a ride? And others have come back to us and they've said, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid. It's just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up. We've got a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry in my big bank account. This just has to be real. But it's just a ride. But we kill those good guys that try to tell us that, and we let demons run amok. But don't worry, don't be afraid. It's just a ride. We can change that ride anytime we want to. It's the choice of fear and love.
All right, guys, you've seen it. Really cool stuff, man. Do not judge a book by its cover. There's more than meets the eyes with Izzy High. This dude's cool, man. I'm telling you. Really cool dude. I appreciate him for coming on, speaking his mind, saying what he wanted to say, speaking his truth. We're going to get him back, maybe with Dr. Bud sometime, man. Maybe get him on here. Who knows? I want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody who watched. I appreciate everybody who interacted with us. Thank you guys so much. There will be an episode 3. I don't know when. It took 2 months to get this one done. But there will be an episode 3, so just keep your eyes out. We'll get to it. We'll get another good guest, just like Izzy, just like Cookie St. James. Guys, starting Thursday. I got 3 shows this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday night, 7 p.m., I got the guys from Premier Pro. They got a big show coming up Friday night in Dyer, Tennessee. And I just seen that Blake Christian is going to be there. The GCW heavyweight champion is going to be there. Big things, always with Premier Pro. Thursday night, 7 p.m., do not miss it. We're going to run down the show. We're going to talk about what's going on, and we're going to let all you guys see what you're going to miss if you do not show up Friday night in Dyer, Tennessee at the Dyer Fire Department for the Premier Pro Show. Guys, Friday night, it's about to get reals around this motherfucker. Friday night, 7 p.m., the very first Friday night show I've ever done. Mike Reels. Gonna be here. Real cool cat, man. We're going to talk to Mike, find out what's going on with him, find out what he's been up to, find out what his plans are, man. Friday night, 7 p.m., first time ever. Tune in. It's about to get reals. And then dig this, y'all. Saturday morning, 11 a.m., old time, old school wrestling time. If the motherfucking TV wrestling won't come on right and be good, bring your ass to Buster H.R. Johnson and watch Buster Unmasked this Saturday morning. I got Midian. These guys are double tag team champion. These motherfuckers are young dudes. They're hungry. They're out there making a fucking name for themselves, and we're going to have them here Saturday morning, 11 a.m., prime time wrestling time. Do not miss this shit. Guys, thank you. This has been Wrestling with Weed, the podcast. I appreciate everybody for watching. Peace. Thank you, Izzy, Dr. Bud, you, Spy, Mark McGee, Eric J., and everybody else, Dr. Bud, who commented, interacted with us. We will be back. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I can tell you this, we'll be motherfucking high when we do it. Y'all take it easy, guys.